Hypersexualization in this generation has shifted how many people understand connection. You know, what was once one dimension of human interaction, that is sexuality, has in many spaces become the central lens through which relationships are interpreted. And this can blur the line between genuine connection and physical desire. You know, with constant exposure to sexualized content through media, entertainment, and social platforms, sex is no longer contextual. It is ambient. It shows up everywhere, shaping expectations about attraction, validation, and relationships. As a result, many interactions between men and women are quickly interpreted through a sexual lens. Friendships, curiosity, or even emotional connection can be misread as romantic or even sexual interest. And this creates a narrowed view of connection, where depth is replaced by anticipation of intimacy. You know, when sex becomes the default expectation, it can reduce the value of non-sexual bonds. Emotional intimacy, intellectual connection, and genuine companionship may be overlooked or even undervalued. Over time, this leads to shallow connections, relationships that are driven more by desire than understanding. The belief that men and women cannot be just friends emerges from this conditioning, not from an inherent truth about human nature. You know, psychologically, hypersexualization is linked to reward systems. Sexual content and validation trigger dopamine, reinforcing behaviors and expectations around attraction and interaction. This can condition the brain to associate connection with sexual reward, making it harder to appreciate slower, deeper forms of bonding. It also affects perception. People may project sexual intent where none exists, because that is what they have been conditioned to expect. You know, spiritually, connection goes beyond the physical. True connection involves presence, understanding, and alignment. When sex becomes the core of interaction, it can overshadow deeper layers of connection. This does not diminish the value of sexuality, but it highlights the importance of balance. Connection is multidimensional, and reducing it to one aspect limits its depth. You know, in short, hypersexualization has influenced how people interpret and form connections, often tying them closely to sex. This can lead to shallow relationships and the belief that genuine, non-sexual friendships are not possible. Awareness allows individuals to separate desire from connection, and rediscover the depth that exists beyond physical interaction. You know, my people, hail.